Hi there, Rick here. I just had to see my car mechanic today. Terry, he's in Burnaby. Um, my truck, I was having, it was running really rough, and it was hard to start the truck, and the engine was shaking a lot heavier, more than normal, and the RPMs I noticed was running a little bit higher. So I brought it to see him, and he took out one of the spark plugs to have a look at it, and it was almost burnt out. Okay, like I'll show you what the spark plug looked like. Okay, these are some for the spark plugs. Okay, I only have four of my truck because it's four-cylinder. You can see it. See the tip, it's almost all burnt out right there. And then even, well, this one looks pretty rough, a lot of carbon buildup. Okay, this one here. Okay, and this one as well. Okay, that tip is almost burnt completely away, right? And then my new spark plugs, they were I think they call them factory spark plugs. So it's almost like this same type of spark plugs they give you when you buy the vehicle. Okay, and it's rated for 40,000 kilometers. So you could probably maybe go 50,000 kilometers before you have to change it again. And the battery was about 3 years old. Terry checked the liquid in there, and he was saying how the liquid was kind of low. So I bought a new battery for $160. It's got an 18-month warranty on it. Bought it from Lordco Auto Parts because he has an account with them. He gets a special price off them. And the spark plugs, well, they're only $4 each. And I was kind of surprised because I thought I paid $18 each for my spark plugs. But these spark plugs, they're not iridium spark plugs. Iridium spark plugs, they're supposed to last for 120,000 kilometers, but I just got the ones rated for 40,000 kilometers. He done something quite interesting. I'll have to bring the camera inside here. Another thing that Terry told me is that you have to hang on to the big receipt. Ask them for sometimes, a lot of times they'll just give you a small receipt. You have to ask for the big receipt, because if you ever bring back a part and it's under warranty, okay, if you just have the small receipt, they won't refund you for the part. Okay, so Terry knew this, and he asked for a big receipt. Okay, see, this is the new battery. It's got a 18-month warranty on it. Okay, and well, if you have that on the receipt, then if something goes wrong with it, you can always bring it back, right? He also blew out the air filters in here, okay, because it gets very dusty, right? And he had to take this off, this, and he done something quite interesting inside here. Okay, what he done there, he used a lubricant spray. Okay, and he sprayed the lubricant spray inside here. Okay, and he asked me to, well, when the truck was started, okay, he asked me to press onto the gas, and then he would spray into here when I pressed on the gas, because what that was doing, there's a lot of dust in there and things like this. It's just supposed to clean it out. Okay, and I think that makes quite a big difference to the vehicle too. Okay, and okay, these are the four spark plugs right here. Okay, 1, 2, and then the third one's there, and the fourth one's there. You have to press on this clip right here, okay, to take it off. And then when he puts it on too, because it's so deep, he sticks one end onto kind of like a long piece of rubber that'll grab the tip of it, and then he'll screw that on, because you have to make sure you don't strip the threads, right? And you know, when he screwed it on, then he tightened it with the socket after that. Once when he put it on by hand. Okay. And what else did he do? Oh, he checked the radiator. Okay. Noticed that it was kind of low. He added some water in there. Okay. He says that you don't really need to change it every year. I think every 3 years, I think he said, is fine. He done the a little bit of a tune-up on it. It runs, wow, really smooth right now. And you know, that's why it's important to change the spark plugs on the truck, right, on your vehicle, because if you don't, the car just has a lot more trouble creating that spark, and the engine will run a lot more rough. You probably won't even get as good as gas mileage compared to if you had, like, you know, good spark plugs on the vehicle that's firing properly. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I think a lot of people, they don't do that. They don't spray a cleaner into this intake right here. Okay. And like I say, okay, he asked me to press on the gas because it would open up another flap. I think open up another flap inside, and then the cleaner could get even deeper. Okay. Terry's been working on cars for ages. I think more than 30 years right now, and he's quite good at what he does. When I was at his place, somebody else dropped by, and he was supposed to change the brake pads on the guy's vehicle. So I remember I used to do sometimes tune-ups on my friends' vehicles when I was a teenager. But if you do like regular tune-ups on your vehicle, you know, it'll last a lot longer, and you'll get better gas mileage too, right? But you have to do those regular tune-ups. I remember when I was at a Toyota dealership in Richmond, something was wrong with my my windows, having trouble rolling it down. I was talking to the guy behind the desk. He said we could open it up, have a look at it. Okay. $170. Okay. And you know, that wasn't even to do any work on it. Okay. That was just to open it up and have a look at it. Okay. So you can see how expensive it can sometimes get. Maybe, you know, it would take maybe 2 hours to work on it. Okay. So I would have had to pay what, about $350 for the labor on top of the $170 that I had to pay for. So that's what, about $525 plus the tax. Okay. Quite expensive to get work done on vehicles these days. Yeah. That's why a lot of times too, you know, a lot of people, when something breaks on the vehicle, they just won't fix it, right? They'll just leave it. Okay. Unless it's a really critical part. Okay. But you have to remember, if you do regular tune-ups on your vehicle, the vehicle will just last a lot longer, right? Because remember, if you don't change the oil on your vehicle, oil lubricates the engine parts. Okay, dirty oil, the engine parts don't get lubricated as well, and the engine gets more hot too. Okay, so you know, your engine just won't last as long, right? There's something else that I do too a lot. I use my pressure washer to wash my vehicle, and because sometimes we have harsh winters here, a lot of salt gets underneath the vehicle. Okay, by pressure washing the bottom of the vehicle, you clean all that up. Okay, you don't have as much corrosion under your vehicle. Okay, because a lot of people's muffler, for example, right, it just ends up rusting up, right, and then then you need a new muffler, right?